Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all having a great day. This video I have tried to make roughly 3 or 4 times. First day, I was having trouble with the welder. That did not help. Second day, I made a montage and everything. And then the drill bits broke. The next day, I had the same issue, the drill bits broke. I finally figured out how to do this thing that I've been trying to do for 4 days without breaking too many drill bits. So basically, currently, I am making a pipe of fire. It basically sprays fire out. It's gonna be on the ramp because for some reason I wanna set my ramp on fire. I'm not really sure. What it is it's a tube with tons of tiny little holes. Like those are 16th inch holes. Every half inch down this 48 inch long pipe. Then this thing goes on the end and this goes on the other end. And then you fill it with propane through this end. And then it looks like this. But if you take the end with the end cap off and put a balloon on instead, and then put a speaker at that end, and then play music through it, you get this.
Look at this. Whoa!
Which seems pretty cool, so I decided to make it. The hardest part of this is drilling the holes. You would think that would be fairly easy, but to drill the holes, you need to drill 16th inch holes on a curved surface, which turns out is pretty hard. So this is how I figured out how to drill the holes, because I need to drill 72, and before I was having a 80% success rate per hole, which is expensive very quickly. So I've got a clamp back here clamping down this pipe. I just unscrewed it. I've used a hole punch to punch where all the holes go. Then I line it up with the hole in this piece of acrylic. Clamp it back down, and then as long as the hole is perfectly straight up and down, which I can kind of eyeball now, I can't really see because the camera's in the way. If it is perfectly straight up and down, I can then drill through it, and that got me up to like a 93-ish% success rate. So I only break a drill bit every about 20 holes. This works much better than just eyeballing it without the guide. This guide just lets you know if the drill's parallel or not. I only have 7 holes left, so this should not be too hard, theoretically. Now I'm just gonna screw this onto here. First, I should put this on because apparently this is important. This just prevents leaks, so seems like a good idea. You know, explosive gases, not really great for them to be leaking. By the way, on the other end, I'm not going to use a fitting to actually plug it off at the beginning. I'm just going to use a balloon. The reason for it being, my thought is if somehow it explodes on the inside, it's not going to turn into a pipe bomb of some sort. It's just gonna blow off the balloon and dissipate the energy that way is my hope. That shouldn't happen though because it needs exactly, I think it's like 11% ratio of propane to air inside the pipe for it to explode. So the fire tube thingy is complete, but because of how it works, I'm gonna have to wait to the end of the video to use it. Because you won't be able to see it in daylight, it'll have to be night-ish, like when the sun's setting. Also, if I were to put it on my ramp right now, it would probably start it on fire. So let's build a railing, but only one part of it because, you know, a part of a railing is incredibly useful. You totally don't need the whole thing. So I got the railing done right here, and I also got the fire tube connected to the railing. I've just got these pipe straps on each side for now. I want to eventually actually get a bracket that holds it out a few inches and up a few to keep it off the railing. Since it's sitting on wood, I can probably only run it for like 5 or 10 minutes before I have to shut it off. This sky, I'm just gonna say, I don't know why it's purple, but it looks awesome. I cannot actually use it today or even try it because turns out, so I have it reduced from the 1 inch to 3/4, then 3/8. Then I have this just so I can disconnect it easier. I put this part on, which is just 3/8 to 3/8 again. It turns out I need it to be 3/8 male thread with 3/8 male thread also. And then I can run the hose onto it. But currently, they're both female threads, so it can't actually screw together. The other problem is, so this is the hose I got. It's male pipe thread on the one side, female on the other. This is the regulator to keep the hose from exploding. And this is 5/16 female, and it's supposed to connect to this 3/8 end. This is 3/8, that's 5/16. That's an issue. I need to get a 3/8 to 5/16 adapter, and then this will then screw onto the actual fire tube, as I'm now calling it. This then goes onto the propane tank, and then I can start it. I have those two pipe threading issues, so I'm gonna have to actually start it tomorrow, even though this would look amazing right now with the weather and the orange sky, but I can't. It kind of sucks, because that would have looked way better. So because of that, I'm gonna continue this video tomorrow. So it's actually been about 3 days since the last clip, even though it's supposed to only be 1 day. It took that long just to find all the connectors. This part right here to connect the propane to the other line was the hardest part to find. I think it took 5 trips to the hardware store, somewhere around there, just to get the right piece. And then I had a brilliant idea. Why don't I bring both parts and find something that fits? Such a ingenious idea. Nobody's ever thought of that before. So I believe everything is set up to actually light it. Hopefully this works without anything going catastrophically wrong. I need a better lighter. Okay, I now have a propane tank with a blowtorch head on it. This should light it. Oh. Oh. Dang it. Come on. Oh. Dang it. It blew out from the wind, I think. Come on. I think just the slightest bit of wind is burning them out. Well, it's burning, and it went out. Oh, is it working? Oh. Come on, come on, come on. No. Is it? Yes. Kind of working, just barely. Yes. No. Okay, so there's one of two problems going on with the fire tube. The first one is either it's not getting enough gas, which is probably the most likely one since the whole thing cannot burn at the same time. The second potential issue would be the wind, even though there's virtually no wind, probably like 2 miles an hour. I'm not really sure which. I may have finally got it to light, and it's probably about to go out. Yeah, I have no clue why this is not working. It's probably the wind, but it's literally like 2 miles an hour, so I'm not sure. So I've been trying to figure out why that fire tube was not working. I think I figured out what was going on. There's either one of two problems. So right here is my incredibly high quality drawing of what the fire tube looks like. The air is flowing in through here, and then these are the holes on the top of it. What I think is going on is, I think first of all, when all of the holes are open, there's not enough propane flowing out of them for them to continue to burn. Second problem is the first few tubes are acting as like a Venturi effect. I think the first few tubes did not light the second time, so I think it was pulling air in through there and then diluting the propane. Whether that's a good thing or not, I do not know. But I think that's the reason why the first few holes would not light. If you know why it wasn't working, please leave that in the comments, because the reason why I was actually building this was for 2 reasons. There were 2 reasons I built this thing. The first one was a hand warmer, basically, for in the winter, because it's so dang cold out. Like, negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit is relatively cold when there's wind. I would still like to be able to scooter though, so I was trying to create some sort of heat out there so I could scooter. Second reason, it's a pretty great reason, even though I'm almost never going to use it for this, to get grip tape off of skateboards and scooters. Because using a propane torch or some sort of heat makes it go a lot quicker. You might be thinking right now, why didn't I just use a heat gun? I have no reason why I didn't. Basically, this thing is absolutely useless except for it looks cool. And the first place that I'll post if I get it working will be on my Instagram and Twitter. If you want to see it working, check there. Its first link's in the description. This is my way of getting you to follow me. Hopefully in the next video we can actually finish this and get this fire element done on the half pipe. I bet I'm the first person to have a gas burner on my half pipe. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. I apologize for it being so many weeks actually since my last video. That was because this project took roughly 2 of those weeks, and the week before I was really busy with other stuff. So anyways, thank you for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you liked it, share it if you liked it. See ya.